a beautiful life. She was married to a man who loved her, who laughed with her, who gave her stability and enabled her to be a stay-at-home mom to their 4 children. But still, something was missing, or someone. But Kitty was in her mid-30s now, and as she was thinking about that someone that was missing, a friend of hers came to church with her new baby who had Down syndrome. And Kitty looked at that baby and looked at her friend and just shook her head in astonishment at how much patience her friend had. And she was certain that she would never be able to have that kind of patience needed for a baby with special needs. And she kind of had a knot in her stomach, this fear that if they did add to their family with a 5th child, she just had this feeling that it would have Down syndrome. But that was silly. I mean, Kitty was healthy. All 4 of her children were healthy. Why would anyone believe that a 5th baby would be any different? And so they took the plunge, because it was what was right for their family. And all of the tests came back clear. Sigh of relief. And so the 6 of them anxiously and excitedly waited for that 7th child to complete their family. But when Luke did come, Kitty felt as if the ground had just been pulled out right from under her. Her baby needed surgery. And Kitty's worst fears had come to pass. Despite the testing, Luke had Down syndrome. Kitty found herself so wrapped up in praying that her baby survived the surgeries that it didn't even matter anymore that he had an extra chromosome. Down syndrome was not the worst thing in the world. Not having Luke would be the worst thing in the world. And Luke did survive. And he's thriving. At 4 years old now, sometimes there are days that 3 dozen eggs come crashing to the kitchen floor in an attempt to cook. And his language skills are a little behind other children his age. And there are tantrums, just like with every 4-year-old. But every morning, Luke comes and crawls in bed with his mommy to cuddle. And he has the most infectious laugh. It could just yank anyone out of their blues. Kitty was called to be Luke's mom. And that's what she does. And she has found that she has more patience than she ever dreamt. And Luke has brought more joy and laughter and love than any of them had imagined. That's how I imagined the 70 that Jesus gathered and paired up and sent off. They were instructed to cure the sick, to bring peace, and to share the good news that the kingdom of God is near. Now, we don't know much about these 70 at all. We don't know. It's assumed that they were mostly men, but maybe there were a few women. Some younger, some older. We don't know their names or what were their livelihoods that they have left behind. But we know that God chose them And we can infer that in their hearts, and maybe in their guts, they knew that their life had purpose. And there was probably some fear. Because what were they getting themselves into? They were leaving everything behind to go off to who knows where. And there had to be some self-doubt. I mean, did Jesus really mean them? I mean, maybe Jesus was actually pointing to the person sitting next to them. Or their cousin who had so much more of the Torah memorized. And were they qualified? Here they were instructed to cure the sick. They didn't have any medical background. And to share this message of the good news, I doubt many of them had public speaking experience. It would have been so much easier to just stay home, mind the shop, till the fields, go fishing. Well, they had this knot in their stomach, I'm sure. But they also had excitement because they knew that Jesus was the Son of God. And if he had called them to do a job, well, he knew what he was talking about. And now, it's up to all of us to continue the work of the 70. We don't have to travel that far. The mission field is in our backyard. Really, times have changed. 50 years ago, maybe you could build it and they would come. Put up a church and Lutherans just kind of came out of the woodwork to worship. That's not the case anymore, especially not in California. The people we encounter are probably a lot more like the people that those 70 encountered. So many don't have any idea what the good news is. And couldn't tell you a hymnal from a hangnail. And why should they? Because they don't know anything about a God of love. What they have heard through the media and through other places is about a God who seems to hate so many people. And too many have been hurt by the church. They have been broken and they have been burned. And almost as bad, too many have been bored by the church. We need to change all that. We need to help the world to see that the church is not a country club for us to just belong and put up our feet. Because we have been brought to the font and the table, and we have received the Spirit to send out and find ways to share this message that the kingdom of God is near. Pastor David Nagler, who is serving in San Bernardino, once shared with a group that I was a part of that when God calls you, it's kind of like when you have a knot in your stomach and you feel the need to throw up. You can try to ignore it. You can try to just pretend it's not there and it's not going to happen and just be miserable. Or you could just go and get over it and find relief and joy. I think that Pastor Dave is onto something. I think often when God is tapping at our shoulder, we don't want to go there. We might have fear, we might have self-doubt, or we could be like Tinny and just think that it's beyond anything we could ever imagine doing. But here we gather together, and we look at each other, and we can share these stories, because we know that 9 of us right now, 9 people from our church, went off to Mexico this week. They're facing their fears. They will be living in tents. They will be living in dirt. They will be working in dirt, all to build a house for a family that is in need. And in our midst, we have people sharing their callings right now. We have people sharing their gift of music, and people who fight for justice. People who teach, and parents, and write, and pray, and visit. We look at each other, and you know what? God uses us. We can be astonished at how much God uses us. And we can laugh at our own self-doubt, the way Jesus left with the 70, maybe at them. Because when God calls us to do something, God knows what God's talking about. The kingdom of God is in our midst. So where are we being sent? What adventures are before us? What makes us nervous? Fearful, causes knots in our stomach. What stirs up our passions? That is where God wants us to share the good news.